Traders at the Ariaria International Market in Aba have largely ignored the announced cancellation of the sit-at-home order by a group claiming to represent the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. While commercial activities are gradually resuming across parts of Aba and Umuahia, major markets remain mostly shut, with only a small fraction of traders daring to open their shops for business today. News Central's Chinwe Ugele was there and reports that even though activities were going on around the market, there was nothing really happening inside. Well, to discuss this further, I'm joined by Dr. Uzongoladi, Secretary General of the Forum of Southeast Academic Doctors. Thank you, Dr. Ngoladi.
Thank you.
You know, the last time you were here, you were really upset when the Anambra State Governor shut down the main market because the traders refused to come to the market. They chose to sit at home, continue to sit at home order. But now that the group that says they are representing the proscribed group IPOP have now said, hey, the sit at home is completely cancelled. Everybody open up. Nobody's coming out. Why do you think this is so?
Oh, thank you very much. From our investigations today, there were skeletal services, especially for the banks, for schools, especially in Owerri. I took my time to investigate because we also have our members of FOSAD in the Southeast.
Okay.
We have our coordinators.
Okay.
So it's a gradual process. You know, I saw the news I listened to the news you just read now. It's a gradual process. You know, it will take a bit of time for people to trust this process that, look, they are safe to come out. You know, I said it in some other place that it's not the fault of the traders, you know, when the market was shut down. They normally come out, but where are the customers? Most customers don't have that, they are not confident enough to come out. And we know that this Monday sit at home in the Southeast started in 2021. You know, the first observance was on 9th of August, 2021. So it's about roughly 5 years now. So it will still take some time. But for us at FOSAD, it's a welcome development. We welcome it. We appreciate it. We learned that the order came from Nnamdi Kanu that there should be a total cancellation of this Monday sit at home, because we know that it has really cost us a lot of economic losses.
But I mean, if my colleague is in Abia Street and she went to Ariaria Market and had conversations there, and many of them they've gotten used to the sit at home, and so they chose to use that Monday to rest and plan for the rest of the week. Even some of the schools started holding classes on Saturday to make up for Monday. So how do you expect that this whole thing you think it will take quite a while for them to
it will take quite a while, because I asked questions today when I called Owerri. They say, look, that some schools opened, some did not open. The banks had rendered some skeletal services. The judiciary, the courts, you know, some of the courts were open, some were not open. You know, so people are beginning to have a rethink of staying at home on Mondays. Like you said, they've gotten used to it. So it will take them, maybe by next Monday, we'll see more people will turn up in the market.
This kind of situation,
yes.
If we look back in time, there was a time when it was the Bakassi boys that were operating in the Southeast region.
Yes, they started from Aba.
Causing mayhem. I mean, they came out to end some insecurity, and then they now started doing their own thing. But this kind of situations seem to be happening off and on. What would you advise those from the Southeast to do to ensure that things stabilize?
Well, the bulk
and leadership here is not just as per formal leadership, even informal leadership in terms of the traditional institutions and the community leadership.
Yes, the ruling class, let's just put them together, the ruling class, both the politicians, the public office holders in the Southeast, all of them should buckle up. They should roll up their sleeves and get to work. You know, what is causing this thing is the high rate of unemployment, idleness. A lot of young people, especially the Gen Zs, people who have graduated from the universities, you know, people who have learned one trade or the other, apprenticeship, majority of them do not have any means of livelihood. So there is massive unemployment in such a way that the idle mind is the devil's workshop. So you see them, they are being recruited into crime and criminality, especially our governors. This is the time. There's no excuse. We are tired of hearing those excuses of economic losses. There's this, there's that. You know, when you come into giving excuses here and there, meanwhile, at the end of the day, we see them getting stupendously wealthy. We see billionaire families coming up from these politicians. Meanwhile, the Southeast is not industrialized. Show me any industry that has been created within this from 1999 till now. You know, I just told you now that Sit at Home started in 2021. Okay, let's take it from 1999. In this our democracy, there is no industry that these people have created. There is no factory that can employ, even if it's 1,000 persons.
And they've not resuscitated the ones that were there before. I mean,
the ones that they have got moribund.
What do they call that? The Star Paper Mills.
Is that paper mills?
Is this
a
still
standard
there?
shoe? It's no longer working.
Onwuka nails.
You know, so these industries you're mentioning are some of the industries that were established by what was his name? Michael Opara, the likes of Michael Opara, the likes of Sam Mbakwe. And now, when you mention these two leaders, the next leader you can even mention is the Abia State governor, you know, who is trying to resuscitate the states. You know, just only three transformational leaders that we have had so far in the Southeast. So development is at a very slow pace. That is what is causing this insecurity. And a lot of people are jobless, unemployed, and also underemployed. You can imagine where house rent now, to rent one room, you have to be a billionaire. It's over 1 million naira. Meanwhile, the salaries that young people are receiving, the highest is just between 100,000 and 300,000. And you expect that person to pay a rent of 1 million, they will go into crime. There will be high rates of crime and criminology, especially in the Southeast. Let's even leave the government at the center. Let's talk about our regional governments. We're supposed to have a seaport now that will employ and engage a lot of people. We're supposed to have a regional railway, a lot. So the bulk force on their table, let them stop blaming IPOB, blaming insecurity, blaming kidnapping. Once you create an enabling environment for people to be engaged in gainful employment, crime and criminality will drop.
Thank you so much, Dr. Uzo Ngoladi, Secretary General of the Forum of Southeast Academic Doctors. We'll try to get you in one of these days to look at regional development and how that can work. Thank you once again.
The pleasure is mine.
Thank you for coming.